Breathing like that kind of sounds a bit like ocean waves, wouldn't you say? My name is Liz, and I just want to welcome you today. Just in learning about some ideas of what to do with kids, and with a bit of a mindfulness twist on it, helping kids learn a little bit about their emotions and how the onset of when they come on, and how it feels a bit uncontrollable, and then how they subside too. So when my little one, Finn, is upset and frustrated about something, for me as a parent, it definitely feels like a wave of my frustration that comes on. I would say especially now in the last days, because it's a lot of time together, previously unscheduled time, and also it's keeping him entertained, keeping him happy. And so it feels especially like this wave of frustration when he doesn't want to comply, or he kind of rejects an idea or rejects food or whatever it is. So for us too, it's not just about kids, but it's how do we manage that intensity of things that come on, and then likely also how they manage those emotions. And what I've noticed with him, and I'm just learning, really learning, is that I stop responding when he's just living and going through an intense emotion, and usually that's frustration, and his face just, gets a certain way. And I just back up and kind of give him space, or insist that he kind of takes space, and have him in his a room with, for me at least, I can keep a door open and know and be able to talk to him still. Just kind of suggest he takes time to be with whatever that emotion it is. So, for example, today at lunch, he was having fun with his bowl of noodle soups and stuff, and then suddenly they were being flung on the floor, and he did not listen when I'm telling him to stop. So I just pulled his chair away so he didn't get any access, and then he wanted what he wanted. I just didn't. I just simply said no and left him space and said, well, Mom has to clean up, so you're not getting what you need until I'm done cleaning up. And pulled him away, gave him the time, and he watched, and he was upset. And for me, he's small enough, he's still in a chair that's confined, so it makes it, I understand, easier for me, but in that regard. And I cleaned up and just let him just cry it out, get frustrated. And I told him, for us, we have this thing called a hot chocolate breath. So I will talk about that in another mindfulness session, about just emotions in general. But waves of emotion, it could be one where you're trying to help your kid just take a few breaths. And so what I said to him is, take a few deep breaths, like one breath or two breaths. While I'm done cleaning, then we're gonna go. And in our case, it was on the couch, and he'd get his piece of bread back and so on. And he lost his shoes came off. So I said, yes, I will get your shoes, but you need to take a couple of breaths first. And it hasn't been that long that I've been trying to train him to take breaths, or pretend, like for him, it's pretend he has a hot chocolate. And I was shocked to see him sitting there after yelling. It had happened for a while, let's just be clear. And he picked up his cup, and I saw him go like this. So it was quite exciting to watch him do that, and hopefully kind of instill, slowly but surely, a sense of, okay, we take moments and we let things come and we let things pass, just like a wave that comes up and then goes down. Some might last longer than others, and I think with time they're going to be bigger, they're going to be longer, and hopefully over time they learn that, one, it's okay to have those emotions. It might be that they've been built up, right? The frustration has been built up for a while. And certainly for us as adults, I think that can be true. So it's important to give that space. So if we were to try and instill with our kids, how do you work with those emotions, is okay, give it time, go give your emotions some time, or go give what you're feeling some time, but then to come back, I will come back when I hear or see that you're able to do some breaths, just like waves. So taking breaths like a big wave coming on, and then another wave going out. And hands movements, depending on the age of the kid, that could be helpful. So deep breath in, the waves coming, and then we're letting that wave out. And you could do that as many times as you want, and I think it's gonna look corny no matter what you do, but it's not a bad idea to talk to your kid. I almost think at any age about why that might help. Like calming down is a strategy that is an important one. So that would be my opening, I think, to say, like, how do we help with those emotions, allowing them, letting them go. And for us too, like, it's fully okay to, and I think it's important for us to give them that space, because we're frustrated and likely to react even physically, like just by grabbing or moving or like trying different ways. So it's good for us too. It's good for us to step back and just like take some breaths and have like ocean waves on in the background. Like what I'm trying to do right now is kind of have something ongoing in my day that's calming, and for me waves has always been something calming. So I could have this in the background. It could be aquarium, something that's actually true to life, not just cartoons, not just movies or different things, because that like encourages like a kid to be like constantly in like a heightened intensity of stimulation, whereas this is part of nature. Like nature, I think, has a way of speaking to our needs and connecting to us in to calm, to open our perspective. And so I would encourage you to kind of have something that on a screen, if you have a screen going, for parts of the day that is parts of the day, or for a length of day, something that you're observing and watching together. So the other thing that I have posted on my Instagram is Finn actually reading the book Wave. So it's actually a book that is not, there's no words. So I would encourage you that if you want to actually just play that video and without the sound, have your child tell the story. It's called A Sunny Day, A Curious Little Girl, A Playful Wave. Artist Susie Lee has taken these three simple elements and created a visual tour de force that needs absolutely no words to tell its universal story. So I hope you enjoy Finn's retelling of it, and also him climbing all over me while doing so. So yes, that's The Wave, and it's a really beautiful book. One thing that we actually started our day off, and you can see it right in the corner there, is we watched Moana. So I'm not one to want to push things that you have to pay for, especially. But Moana is actually a pretty good heroine story, and a young heroine story. And the waves and the storytelling is beautiful, as well as the music. And you could even look up YouTube videos that's just the music from it, and also turn it into a dancing activity, because there's a wave dance that they do. I'm not a dancer nor yoga instructor, so I'll leave that to others and colleagues or whoever to show you that, but you could really have fun and be goofy with it. Another physical activity that you could do, and Finn and I did this, so we were only two. I had to grab two sides more than he did of the blanket, and he had the other side. But if you remember the parachute game, where you all grab and go like this and bring it up. So if you have more kids, I guess all the better. And then you can put a ball or two, a couple of balls or anything. You can make like wrap up plastic bags, make them into balls. But the idea is that they're going to bounce as you move it. So kind of like the wave. So there's another activity you could do. His attention didn't last that long, but I think he still enjoyed it. You could have a beach day, right? So actually get into your swimsuits, and for Finn and I, we spent time in the bathroom. He was in the tub, and I actually had sand, that kinetic sand, so he got to play with that, with things, and his attention, it turned into a game of, he was skating in the bathtub. Like he's really into hockey, especially hockey right now. So, but anyways, he did play with sand for a bit, and we had beach towels out there, and I put him in his little swim suit, and he's been pantless all day, and he had little flip flops that we pulled out, which was very exciting for him. So there's a lot of activities you could do creatively speaking. So if you notice right back here, Finn and I actually made that together today, and I think it's a pretty awesome activity that doesn't require really any artistic skills, and I think turned out really nice. So actually I will again post the pictures, like the pre-pictures, the midway points and stuff, but just to give you an idea, if you have pipe cleaners, I think anything like a string could work too, or if you want to do it overnight, put glue on a string so it makes it more solid, and like make it into the shapes of waves. That could work if you don't have pipe cleaners, but you would need paint, finger paint. I guess you could manage with other things like food coloring if you have, or I mean something liquidy blue. Yeah. So what we did is I put 3 colors of paint on a little tray, an old plastic container really, and we dipped our thing it in paint, and then just went like this on the paper. And Finn even got excited when I put it around his fingers, because like you can twist it, right, with a with a pipe cleaner. So the only thing for you to do really is to kind of make that shape of waves. And then it'll pick up some of the paint and dab, 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 and it looks like that. Yeah. I also added white later on because I thought it actually kind of added a really fun effect. So again, it was something we got to make together, which I enjoy. It feeds to my creativity side that I honestly haven't been able to do a lot of, and to do it with him now seems like a pretty cool venture and a cool project. So I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say that there wasn't really frustrating moments and dealing, whether it be with mess. The sand didn't contain itself. Well, at least it contained itself in the bath, but it got all over him and his shoes and so on. So cleanup and things like that were a little longer. For snack ideas or food ideas, I guess noodles or something that has that kind of curvature that waves does. I don't know. You could really make this your own, but I wanted to share with you ideas that we had. So thank you for being here, listening to this, taking the time. May you be safe. May you all experience waves of joy alongside the waves of frustration. Have a good day.